Good afternoon, Dean Davison, liveweatherblogs.com, meteorologist here. We're going over jet stream patterns here for La Nina type winters, which we're going to be in this year. As you can see, this is a map showing different jet stream patterns. You got the jet stream to the north, the northern jet, and the southern jet. Sometimes they combine and they phase. We'll go into that, what happens if that happens, but things you will see is Alberta Clippers. Let's talk about Alberta Clippers. It usually comes from the northern jet. What that'll do is it'll bring your snow primarily here through the Ohio Valley and over here into the mountains of West Virginia and Virginia. So areas here in the Roanoke Valley typically see some snow from the ideal Alberta Clipper coming from near the Hudson Bay. We call it Hudson Bay Low. So this is how we get a cold and windy and snowy type of weather for Roanoke, north and west, through the Ohio Valley, through the lakes. Lake effect snows big with your Alberta Clipper type storms. We got a southern jet, which is typical of what we're seeing right now with the pattern that we get coming in, digging in deep, and it's sending low pressure off the coastline. And what that does is allows precipitation to develop near the coastlines, such as off the Cape Hatteras, off of Virginia Beach. And we'll get into the wintertime. We'll get rain and ice, and that's a big threat if we get these. Just a southern type of jet storm would be an ice storm or rain. But when you get the dipping of the northern jet into the southern jet and they come together, which is called phasing, when they phase, that's when we get bombogenesis. We get phased bombogenesis. We can sometimes get one of the really strong nor'easters that cause massive amounts of snow. And one nor'easter from a La Nina winter is 1996, when we had 30-some inches in the Philadelphia area, all the way down through the Roanoke Valley. It can happen in La Nina winters. It'll be warmer than normal along the coast for most of the winter, but that will, like I said, will do is get you to have more ice-related systems. Ice sometimes is not a good thing. We also have a lot of cutoff lows off the west coast when this happens. So between the Pacific jet stream, or the southern jet, and the northern jet, if they phase together, just remember we are in for some problems if they phase together. And you'll hear a lot about that over this winter when we get any kind of snowstorms, whether the word phasing comes into the point. If we get phasing and a negative NAO, which those will, like meteorologists like the will get into, the PDO, NAO, the AO, all that, then you're going to see a better possibility of snow during that time period. So what we're definitely looking for is we get Alberta Clippers, as a reminder, we get Alberta Clippers and light snow, mainly in the mountains of West Virginia and Virginia, and even Pennsylvania. We'll get some snow that way, but the majority of the La Nina winters snowstorms usually come from a southern jet, i.e. an ice storm, or a phasing storm that causes major snow. For liveweatherblogs.com, this is the meteorologist Dean Davison with an explanation of jet streams and what they could mean. Read my text version to get more information. D. Davison, liveweatherblogs.com.